Delta 547, wind 19016, runway 22 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 22 right, clear for takeoff, Delta 547.
Taxi via
Air traffic controllers protect our nation's airways. These are the stories of real air traffic controllers. To boldly
So Pierre was working in Corpus, working this guy coming up from Mexico, going down to Mexico. He said, "Hey, such and such, United 1539, clear direct, Matamoros." No answer. We waited a little bit. United 1539, clear direct, Matamoros. No answer. He said, "United 1539, how do you hear?" He said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I got you loud and clear, but I had a Jolly Rancher in my mouth, so I couldn't answer." Pierre said, "Does he still have his boots on?"
That sounds like Pierre.
Yes. Lippold and Angerman were working Stonewall one day, and there's a little guy going westbound 8,000. And he said, "Hey, we're getting some light ice here." And Angerman looked at Lippold. Lippold was on the radar associate D side. Lippold said, "Give him a 180 heading." So he's like, "All right, fly heading 180. So the little guy turns down south, flies for about 3 or 4 minutes. I'm ripping strips. Lippold's like, "Oh my God, you will not believe what has happened. I'll tell you later." And I'm like, "Okay." A little while later, he's like, "Should I turn him back on course?" And Lippold's like, "Yeah, it's a good idea. Clear back direct junction. Roger, direct junction. We're out of ice. Thanks a lot. Worked great." And Angerman said, "Why'd you give him a 180 heading?" He said, "Turn him toward the equator. Get him warmer." All right, so we went on. We got to go on the Von Comet.
Okay.
And it was myself, Charlie Hill, and I can't remember the other guy's name. He worked up front. Goofy. Oh, never mind. That doesn't help. Anyway,
It's not important. Nicknames. Yeah.
so you know, it's 3 controllers, and we go down there and we get there and they're like, "Is it NASA?" And they're like, "All right, well, one of the controllers, we want one of y'all to ride in the cockpit to see, you know, how it is if y'all take us off our route." And I'm like, "I don't want that airspace. That's not my airspace." So whatever. And I'm looking at the guys like, "Don't think it's gonna be me because I'm female, because that's not how this works. You're picking the wrong one. It's not gonna work." So we get up there and sure enough, they're like, "Yeah, we controller, we have a 135-pound limit on the jump seat." And I'm like, "No,
That's you.
all right.
Here you are.
All right. I'm unbelievably disappointed, but okay, whatever. Okay, thank you. I'd love to ride in the cockpit and ride.
They didn't want Simmerly up there.
I didn't want to see that. So I get up there, you know, we're flying along, and they're like, "Hey, you know, if you want to take off your harness, there's a T-38 flying next to us." So I'm like, click, 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 click. And I lean forward, I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's T-38. That's fantastic." Everybody else is back there going, "Wee, wee."
Yeah.
I'm up there staring at the back of a bald-headed pilot, you know, going, "This is great." So finally I get to go in the back like halfway through, and I get back there. I'm freaking so excited, and I'm so happy. And it's 48 hours is videotaping Story Musgrave. And because he had the most hours in space, right? And Charlie Hill's like, "Oh my God, it's Story Musgrave, it's Story Musgrave." And I'm like, "I don't know who that is."
Yeah.
He's like, "You don't keep up with the space race?" I'm like, no, okay, whatever. So I get back there, and as soon as I sit down, there are 3 biomedical people, and this one over here like, I'm like, okay. I scooch over away from them, and I get next to, whatever that other guy's name, the other controller. And then he starts, and I'm like, okay, mind over matter, ignore it, mind over matter. I just want to do flips. I don't care about them. I'm not listening to them. And as soon as you go 0G, they pull 3 or 4 Gs on the front side.
Yeah.
And on the back side, you float at the same rate as the plane. So you're 0G for 25, 30 seconds.
Yep.
And so you get just right above the floor. You literally hit the floor like that, and you just spin. You know, luckily somebody else threw the Frisbee first, because I'd have taken somebody's teeth out. Because they threw it, they just went like that, and it goes all the way down the plane. Little football and stuff. So then all of a sudden they're like, "Okay, everybody, there's one strap. It's all padded. KC-135, 707. And they're like, everybody get against the wall, and Story Musgrave's going to shoot from one end of the plane to the other end." Okay, I'm cool with that. So I grabbed a little strap, but I'm not tall enough to put pressure.
Here comes your feet.
So I got these teeny tiny little combat boots on, and I got the whole flight suit, barf bags in every freaking pocket. They're like, "If you barf in here, you have to clean it up or get it in the bag."
Yeah.
Okay. And my feet are coming up, and I'm using every muscle in my body trying to pull my feet back down, and sure enough, right as he goes by, I kick him. He shot like a tigger through there, and then here come my little boots, bam! I kicked Story Musgrave, oh my gosh. But the best part of the story is we went on a cruise, and that was probably in, I don't know, 2007, 2008. We went on a cruise out of Florida, and Dana Steele in the morning, y'all remember her?
Yep.
Her husband is a T-38 pilot, didn't know that. They were on the cruise doing some kind of talks. You know, it's like, you want to go? I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't want to go. We get to Hard Rock Cafe in the airport, and we get stuck from 9 a.m. until 10 o'clock at night. And they came through and saw us and came and sat with us. He's on the opposite side of the table. And I happen to have on a ZHU sweatshirt, which nobody else knows that that's Houston Center.
Right.
So nobody ever recognizes anything. And he's like, you a controller? I said, yeah. You a pilot? He said, yeah. I said, well, who? NASA. I'm like, grabbed my drink, walked over there, started talking to him. He was flying the T-38.
That was beside you.
And I got pictures of the KC-135 doing this and this, and I'm in that airplane.
I'll be damned.
Is that not crazy?
That is cool.
And while we were sitting there, she had some friend named Ann on the space station, and so she wrote hi Ann and took a picture of the 12 or 15 of us
Yeah.
and sent it to her on the space station.
Wasn't he in flannel, was it?
I don't know.
I got it.
No, pretty cool.
What? I got